Motherfucker. All right, am I back? I had to switch from Streamlabs OBS back to regular OBS because regular OBS works better for me for some reason. Let's make sure this is not working still. All right, sorry about that. This has been a nightmare with my microphone and streaming. It works fine for literally everything else I do. All right, let me fix some things. I know my video is weird. All right, sounds like we're working again. All right, sorry about that. This has just been a nightmare to deal with. All right, so I was talking about templates before I was rudely interrupted twice by my microphone. So templates are there to basically save you time by just having things ready to go for you. And in Live 11, the way you save a template, there's kind of two ways to do it. You can update your default template. So when you just open up Live, it just opens that way, which you can do in your preferences under File. No, it's not. It's under, where did they move it to? Did they get rid of the initial one? They only have templates now? Yeah, they changed that. Well, the other way to do it, or now the only way to do it, is in your user library, there's a folder called templates. If you save your project in this folder, it will automatically get added to this folder right here, and then you can just open it up. The cool thing about doing it this way is that it says untitled up top here. So when you hit save for the first time, it'll ask you what you want to save it as instead of just saving over your old template. Does that, Janef, I don't know if you're still out there, but hopefully that answers your question about templates. You can also create templates for both audio tracks and MIDI tracks. So when I hit Command T to make a new audio track, it automatically defaults to having an EQ8 and a utility, as well as having the volume turned down to -12 dB. And the way you do that is you just set up your audio track with whatever you want. You right click on it and hit save as default audio track. And then same thing for MIDI tracks. If I hit Shift Command T for making a MIDI track, it also has an EQ8 and utility and also defaults to -12 dB. So you can have templates for your whole project. You can have templates for audio tracks and for MIDI tracks, which are really, really handy. But yeah, I think the key is figure out what are the things you always end up doing that you don't need to do, that you can just let the computer do for you, as well as figure out what are your patterns and what are your habits as a producer, and figure out how you can integrate those into your template without getting your template too specific. If your template is too specific, you end up, again, like I said, repeating yourself and making a lot of the same choices over and over again. So names, colors, things like that are really helpful. But yeah, that's kind of templates in a nutshell, kind of in two parts. All right, so we got a track from Juice. And let me make sure this is on. Awesome, cool. Yeah, I'm stoked to see what you did for visuals here. And let me know if for the reason the audio is weird or you can't hear it. What's up, Tripathi? Dude, that's a really interesting song you got going on here. Uh, how did you do the vocals? Were you working with the vocalist for this, or are those? I can't imagine those are samples. All right, are we working yet? Hello, hello, hello. Testing, check 1, 2. Okay. The good news is I know how to fix the microphone. The bad news is I have no idea what's causing it. So uh, that's where we're at with it. But yeah, I don't know when it cut off, but this is a fantastic track. I think it was really interesting. I think the vocal parts, some of the process. All right, should be back again. If I could just talk for 5 minutes without my mic going out, that would be fantastic. You guys still with me? All right. Yeah, I can tell exactly when it happens. I've got a little monitor where I can see what YouTube is displaying, and if it starts giving me a spinning wheel, then that's when I know my connection got messed up. And I don't think it's my microphone. I think it's maybe my internet, but all of my diagnostics are saying that I'm doing fine. So, uh, any YouTube streaming experts want to help me, figure this out sometime? Let me know, because this is very much driving me crazy. All right. So if I can talk about this track without my mic dying, I thought the vocals were crazy and excellent and really well done. I thought the processing was super cool. The layering was really cool. All the different harmonies and things that are going on. The vocals really kind of shine to me as like one of the main focuses of this track, and I think it works really well. There are a few points where it did seem a little overwhelming, like over here. I swear to God. There are a few points. there are a few points with 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 there are a few points. All right, I should be back now. So yeah, I think I'm probably just gonna call the stream here. I'll probably finish up my feedback on this track, but I'm not sure why my microphone keeps dying. As far as I can tell, the microphone still works, OBS still works. I think it's somewhere between YouTube and OBS that's causing me issues. So I'm super sorry about this. I feel really embarrassed, especially being somebody who's talking about audio and I can't figure out why my audio is not working. But you guys have all had really dope tracks and I really appreciate it. Check out the Discord. Be around next week, next Friday. I will make sure I will have this up and running here. As well as next Tuesday, I'll also be streaming again, so you can feel free to pop by then. But as far as this track goes, a couple things. Number one, like I said, the vocals are amazing. Love the vocals. Sometimes it gets a little bit too overwhelming at certain points, so you might need to. Never mind. Oh, no, it's still working. Is it still working? No, I can never tell if my mic's working. Now I'm gonna be super paranoid about it. I think the thing that this track needs the most is going to be the drums need a little bit of love. They just sound a little basic. It sounds like you're kind of going for a little bit this kind of like 80s kind of retro vibe with some of the synths and the drums, but I do think a little bit more love on the drums and this track will really shine, especially when it comes to sample selection. Like your snare sounded a little flat, and I think you could go a little bit more crazy with percussion, and I think that'll fill in nicely with all the craziness that the vocals are doing. So that was my big piece of feedback. At certain points, tone down the vocals and some of the vocal processing, and then put some more love into the drums, and I think you're pretty good to go. I think this is a pretty dope track. Really interesting stylistic choice, and I think the visuals match up with it really nicely. Yeah, that's mostly what I had to thought about this track. So I'm feeling kind of frustrated. I apologize about that. I will definitely try to keep figuring out what's going on here with my mic. I appreciate all you guys for showing up, sharing tracks. If you want to help support the channel right now, just likes and comments and things on some of the videos. I'm noticing the YouTube algorithm is not being